Welcome to the pod. I'm here with Ryan Baker, my friend and online client who
That's it.
is from Bishop Stortford, which is the same area as I'm from. So, yeah, now here in Dubai, slightly different. So, yeah, welcome to the pod, mate.
Cheers, bro. Thank you very much.
Perfect. So, yeah, let's delve kind of straight into it. So, how's your progress been since joining me?
My progress so far has been nothing but phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually unbelievable
Yeah.
for sure. I didn't realize from looking at the online content, when you see the transformations in like a relatively medium time frame, I was like, there's absolutely no way that I could have that in
Yeah.
that time. But I think I'm 8 months in now,
Yeah.
and I cannot believe the stage that I'm at.
Yeah.
Like for the first time, I can quite comfortably take my shirt off.
Of course.
Or when I wear my clothes, they actually look decent on me. And
Yeah,
I
of course.
really cannot remember the last time
Yeah.
that I could do that.
So beforehand, were you worried about what you were buying to, like from shops and
Yeah,
whatnot?
for sure. So I've always been like mad into my clothes,
Yeah.
but I found myself like wearing oversized stuff
Yeah.
over my clothes, like to hide.
Yeah.
Whereas now I don't have to do that at all, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I've actually had to change my wardrobe twice
Really? Yeah.
throughout this whole entire process for sure. And I'm going to
Yeah.
have to change it again when we reverse the diet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go and buy like a whole new wardrobe again.
Yeah.
But it's worth it though, for sure. Like all the clothes that I had beforehand in my wardrobe don't fit me at all.
Really? Yeah.
Like just coming here for Dubai, I opened up my old summer collection. None of them fitted me. Like none of them fitted me at all. I think I couldn't even believe one of my shorts was like a 34 waist,
Really? Yeah.
and I'm now a 28.
Yeah, it's mental.
And it's like, what?
It's kind of an annoying feeling for you, but also a great feeling that you fit.
Yeah, definitely a
Cost
good
you a bit of
feeling
money,
for
yeah.
sure. Listen, I'd much rather spend the money on new clothes and look good in them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Than-
of course. So now you're probably buying clothes that are tight fitting, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
for the first time since I was probably 17.
Yeah.
Like all muscle fit shirts,
Yeah,
muscle fit t-shirts, everything.
Of course.
And like the last time I did that, I was like in my late teens.
Yeah, of course. And compared to when you first started to where you're at now, what have the main benefits been?
How long have you got? The main benefits have been my overall productivity
Yeah.
from work and also in my personal life as well.
Yeah.
Like I used to find I would just be procrastinating over everything, and I'd
Yeah.
feel so lazy and lethargic, and the idea of getting up in the mornings was just killing me.
Yeah.
But since working out and being on a clean eating diet and working out, my productivity levels have gone through the roof
Yeah.
easily. And it's got to the stage now where if I don't work out before work, or if I don't work out before doing something, like the anxiety is real.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can't get the best out of the day. Like doing a
course.
workout for me before I do anything gives me such energy and motivation to crack on with the day.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's been absolute. How my biggest regret is I did not do it sooner,
Yeah.
because we've been friends on social media for years. Like
Yeah. I mean, you went to the school, what, 10 minutes down the road
yeah,
from me?
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like I remember looking at all of your earlier content still.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, one day I'll do it, one day I'll do it." And I found this with everything in life as well.
Yeah.
If you always say, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow,"
Yeah.
tomorrow never comes.
100%.
Like it will never come, because
Yeah.
you'll wake up the next day and you'll find another excuse not to do it. My biggest regret was not doing it before, because what I've achieved in 8 months, not only from fitness as well, but from a business side of things as well,
Yeah.
everything has just 10x'd.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
it's literally all down, because it gives you routine as well.
Yeah.
I thought I had good routine, but no. When I look back now at my routine,
Yeah.
it was non-existent.
Of course.
So having a good diet and a good workout plan,
Yeah.
just helps me structure the day even more. Like, you know.
I say this to people all the time, and I work with a lot of business owners similar to yourself.
Yeah.
And doing that hour session or hour and a half session, a lot of business owners who are out of shape will say, "Oh, I don't have time to do that. It's going to affect my business. I've got things to do." But as me and you both know, if you do that hour session and you're eating well and you're
Yeah.
training hard, you get a lot more done throughout the rest of the day than what you would have done if you didn't do that session and you're slow
100%.
throughout the day.
100%. And I always, when I hear people say, "Oh, I don't have time,"
Yeah.
that really infuriates me.
Yeah.
Because everybody has the same 24 hours within the day.
Yeah.
And if I or you can fit in an hour and a half session or a 2 hour session or even an hour, 45-minute session throughout our day,
Yeah.
then anyone can do it.
Of course.
And if you have to wake up an extra hour earlier, you're doing it for yourself. Like, there shouldn't be anything more important than yourself, because without your health, you have nothing. You can have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
And I know this for a fact. Like, I was seriously ill before I started working out. And I'd be going to doctors left, right, and centre. I had problems with my stomach. I had problems with my pancreas.
Yeah.
And I was hospitalised for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And the doctors were like, "We don't know what's wrong with you, this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah." Turns out it was my diet.
Yeah.
Like, it was all my diet, and I weren't working out.
Of course.
And it's like, or I had all the, like, it got to the stage where I then went private.
Yeah.
Because I was, you know what? Most things in life you can just pay to get fixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went to a private hospital and I was like, "Listen, this is what's wrong. I need this fixed, blah, 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 blah." And the doctor was like, "Unfortunately, we can't help you. Like, there's no procedure that we have. You can pay for whatever you want, but it's not going to fix your problem."
Definitely.
So it's like, you can have all the money in the world,
Of course.
but if you haven't got your health, you've got absolutely nothing.
Definitely.
And if people can't prioritize that,
Yeah.
I really don't know where to go from there.
And this is why business owners and people who have been successful in their career, they get to the age of 50, 55, even earlier than that, 40, 45. They're overweight, really out of shape.
Yep.
They're really low in energy. They can't even spend time with their kids because they don't have the energy to do so, can't play football with them or do any activity with them. And they're not confident in themselves.
Yep.
Their partner starts to hate them because even their partner doesn't respect them. And of course, we both know that when you're in shape, you get so much more respect from other people.
So much.
Definitely.
So much. And I was one of them people that didn't believe that statement.
Yeah.
For sure, because I was unfit and I thought I was succeeding in business, and I thought I had respect from even my colleagues or employees or people that I had contracts with.
Yeah.
But since working out and getting in better shape, oh my God, no. The interactions with people around me
Yeah.
are so much more different. Like, because it's not that you demand the respect because of how you look, but if you have a good body, that can't be bought.
Of course.
Most things can be bought. Like, you can get cosmetics done on your face.
Yeah.
You can get a good haircut. You can get a good beard.
Yeah. I can't go
Yeah,
away.
can you not know?
No.
Well, I tell you what.
Give me 10 years.
If I shaved my beard once, right?
Yeah.
Never again. I shaved like 2 years ago, and I was like, "Oh my God, a man's beard is like a woman's version of makeup."
Yeah,
for sure. So you can buy all that type of stuff, right? But having a good body, you can't buy that. You can only get that through hard work.
Of course.
And if people see you grinding day in, day out on whether that be your job, whether that be starting your business, whatever it may be, if you have a good body, people look at you in such a different light, because everyone knows that you have to put the hours in the gym. You have to put the hours in the kitchen. You can't just get like that just by fluke. So you do, the respect that you get off of everyone else, it really does show.
I noticed that myself, just getting in shape from when I was younger, because I started off really skinny myself, and I was never in shape. I was never respected as I was growing up. And you get the occasional comments. I had comments to myself about small arms, whatever people call me, just joking around. But it does get to you. And it's the same with guys who are overweight, and friends call them tubby and things like this. And although it's a joke, deep down, you're thinking about what people think
it plays
about.
on your subconscious.
Yeah.
Of course it does. We're all human.
Definitely.
That happens to everyone. And I had the same thing happen to me. It was just before my stag do.
Yeah.
I took 2 weeks off and I went to the boat in the south of France.
Yeah.
And it was like 32, 33 degrees. And I took the boat out and I was in my swim shorts, and I FaceTimed one of my mates back home. And I placed the camera down.
Yeah.
and I was sitting down talking.
Yeah.
And the first thing he said when he answered the phone, he said, "Ryan, you're huge."
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, "Am I?"
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'd never really taken much notice of it. And that's
course.
when things started playing around in my head. And then
Yeah.
I remember I really wanted to make a good Instagram reel of
Yeah.
in the south of France. And when I was actually looking back through the footage,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't use half this.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, I actually do look horrific.
Yeah. And that's just you posting it, but it's in the moment as well, because you can't even I've spoke to hundreds of guys in the past over the last 5 years, and some guys can't actually enjoy where they're at in their social environment. If they go out to a beach club, they can't actually enjoy it because they're thinking the whole time about what they're wearing.
Yeah, for sure.
I spoke to a guy the other day who it's every summer he wears massive jumpers because he's covering up kind of his body fat, and that's not a way of life you want.
No, it's not. And we're in that world now where, because of how much social media has blown up over the past few, especially in our generation.
Yeah.
Like I remember the time when Facebook and Instagram didn't exist.
Yeah.
And we live in the world now where everything you see online is all these really super fit people.
Yeah.
And they're out at this beach club, or they're out on this beach, and they're doing that and they're doing that. And then when you look at yourself,
yeah,
and it's like, oh Jesus, yeah. And now I'm a big advocate for, you should be comfortable in your own skin, for sure. You should. Like, if you are happy within yourself, then that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly hard to be that mentally strong when it's posted everywhere.
Yeah.
On social media, or even in advertisements on TV or billboards, like the amount of billboards that I've seen in here Dubai.
Yeah.
And it's like chiseled men or fit women, like it's everywhere, and you can't escape it. And eventually it will play on. Like, it didn't bother me for years.
Yeah.
It did not bother me for years being overweight. It didn't. And I don't know why, because when I look back now, I just think, oh my God, like, how could you be that unfit?
Yeah.
But there will come a point in time where it will start playing on your brain, because you can't escape it.
Definitely. Yeah. And everyone talks about how bad social media is for your mind, and you should never compare yourself to other people and so on. However, deep down in my mind, I think that it's a blessing it's a slight blessing for some people.
It keeps everybody accountable.
Yeah,
I find, for sure. Because if you're seeing what's constantly around you, it should in turn push you to do more.
Definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, I would completely agree with. I used to look at social media in a really bad light.
Yeah.
Really bad light. And like, I haven't touched social media in years.
Yeah.
But since getting fit and looking at my life as a whole and where I want it to go, I've realized the power of social media.
Yeah,
for sure. Because I found you through. Well, we knew each other anyway.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have, if it weren't for social media, I wouldn't have known what you were doing.
Of course.
With your fitness career.
Definitely.
Which then I would never have got in contact, and then I wouldn't be sitting here now.
Of course. And would you say you're a lot more confident now in yourself?
Now now people that know me, I've always been a very confident person. Like, very overconfident. I would put me in any situation.
Yeah.
And doesn't faze me. I don't feel, you know, when people are like, oh, I felt awkward in that situation, or there's a bit of tension. I don't feel any of that.
Yeah.
And some people call me a psychopath for it, but I see it as a superpower. So I've always been a really confident person, but since working out, oh my God, I thought I had confidence before, but no, since working out, my confidence has tripled.
Yeah.
Well and truly. I'm doing so much more stuff now than I would never do.
Yeah.
Never do. Like, I'd never would have come here to Dubai.
Yeah. Well, so since kind of getting yourself in shape and feeling good about yourself, it's pushed you to do other things as well.
Oh, yeah, so much. Yeah, so much. Like, without getting into shape and getting that extra confidence that I needed, which I didn't think I had. Yeah. And this is one thing that I would say as well. You might be comfortable and happy in your situation that you're currently in now, but I am a big believer you can always do better.
Of course.
So even if you just give it a go.
Yeah.
Like, just give it a go for a month, and I can guarantee
Yeah.
you will feel so much more confident in yourself, and you will have 10 times the energy than what you do now.
Yeah, people have the fear of the unknown, and people don't take action, and that's the same with everything. Same with business. It's the same
Yeah.
with fitness, and taking action is the most important factor.
Yeah, and it's the hardest step.
Yeah, it is.
Taking action. Yeah.
That's why mindset's so important. And on our initial call, I could tell from the get go you're going to do well, because you came to me and you said, right, I really want to do this now. I'm not happy with my body. I'm not happy with where I'm at. And I always say to the guys, if you've got a strong enough reason why, you can do the how with my support, because I'm confident with
Yeah, for sure.
my knowledge and experience, I can get you there. So you go into it with the right mindset, and I'll get you to almost visualize where you're going to be in 6 months or 8 months time for
Yeah,
yourself.
100%.
And here you are, 8
Yeah.
months down the line, of course. Yeah.
Mental,
Yeah.
absolutely mental. But
Doing-
taking action is absolutely key, and it's the biggest thing that holds everyone back, because everybody in the world has the power to go and be as rich as they want or have the best body that they want.
Yeah.
But without the determination and the attitude of just getting up and doing it,
Yeah.
that's why you have people here and you've got people there, and it's
Yeah.
all comes down to that taking action.
Definitely. And going back to kind of that level of respect as well, as you mentioned, you didn't realize that, like, before you got in shape, that you'd get
Yeah.
that much respect from other people.
Yeah, for sure.
And it makes such a difference. And you don't realize that until you're in shape, because you start getting compliments from people who would never compliment you before.
Yeah.
And people respecting you and wanting to do things for you and wanting to help you. And it's a nice feeling, because you give back to each other and so on. And that level of respect can really help you in business. And I've spoke to many guys in the past who, for example, if you were choosing a business partner, everyone had the exact same CV. So the exact same skills, you're going to probably make the exact same amount of money on paper. The deal's going to go as smoothly as each other. And you had one decision, and one was in shape and one was out of shape.
You're picking the guy in shape
100%. Yeah.
because you know he has the can-do attitude
The discipline.
and the discipline and the work ethic.
That's the thing. It's the discipline as well. You know they've got the discipline. You know they can stay consistent with the gym, so they're not gonna let you down in business as well. But it's
sure.
also just psychological, without even realizing.
Yeah.
You warm more towards the person in shape,
Yeah, 100%.
and it just makes such a difference. So, just bringing it back to your business. Tell me a little bit about your business, and yeah.
Yeah, so my business, I'm in the plumbing and gas, the commercial plumbing and gas industry over in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with a lot of men. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's a very male dominated industry.
Yeah.
And to make it in that industry, it's very tough, because everyone is out to be like, everyone is out to crush you.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Like, there's no such thing as, and this is one thing that I've learned as well, which I also have found different out here in Dubai as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we will touch on that.
Of course.
But if you're not the strongest male in that room in the industry that I'm in over in Ireland, you are not going to make it.
Yeah.
So I started the business I moved to Dublin back in 2019 from England. And then within 12 months of being out in Ireland, I just knew that I can change so much of what's wrong with the industry out there.
Yeah.
Because there's so many cowboys, and there's so many things wrong with the industry out there.
Yeah.
And anybody that sees this clip that live in Ireland will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I just knew that I wanted to make a change.
Yeah.
So I just woke up the next day and I said, you know what, I'm going to go and do it. And I had so many people around me going, but you've got no clients yet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a big financial risk, this, that, and the other. But everything in life that's worth it comes with big risks.
I always say, what's the worst thing that can happen? This is the same with starting a business, and the same with investing in a fitness journey or a coach. Is the worst thing that could possibly happen is you fail.
Yeah.
And
one thing as well is you are going to fail.
Yeah.
You are going to fail. And everybody needs to understand that, right? Because without failure, you are not going to achieve the final result, because you have to go through the failures,
of course,
in order to learn
Yeah.
and to grow as an individual. So failure is part of the process.
Of
And I
course.
think people are so scared of failure because
Yeah.
they see it as failure. What I did a few years ago, I changed the word failure to learning.
Yeah.
It wasn't a failure. It was a learning
Yeah.
curve. Because, and as well, you're not going to respect it when you get to the end.
Yeah.
For sure. Like if I had achieved what I had achieved, say like when I first started,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be here. Put it that way.
Of course,
Like,
yeah.
'cause I would not have respected it because I didn't go through the hardships of the end result now,
Definitely.
and it would have just been like a you see that when these young actors, for example,
Yeah.
they break into Hollywood at such a young age
Yeah.
without any failures on their way.
Yeah.
Look at like where they are a few years later,
Yeah.
and then when they're in like their 30s and 40s, they talk back and they're like, and they explain exactly what I've just explained. So
Yeah.
without going through that hardships, you're not going to respect the end result. So don't be scared of failure. Change the word failure
Yeah.
and think of it as a learning curve.
And if you are failing and you're failing and failing and failing, something needs to change. And that's the same with business and the
Yeah,
same
for
same
sure.
with a fitness journey. If you're
100%.
doing the exact same thing with your training, your
Yeah.
nutrition, and you're not seeing a result,
Yeah,
then nothing changes
Change.
if nothing changes.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
in 10 years' time, you're going to be in the exact same position. So as you said,
100%.
it's a learning curve because you've learned that's not the solution. And
Yeah.
that's in it. Then you're in a position where you should be thinking, right, I need to go out and get guidance here. And the reason a lot of people don't go out to get guidance is one, a bit of an ego thing where they don't want support from other
Yeah,
people.
brother. Ego is the biggest killer
Yeah.
of successful people.
Yeah.
The biggest killer.
Yeah.
Because your ego can get in your way
Yeah.
more times than any financial trouble or any other trouble.
Yeah.
Your ego will be the biggest one.
It was the same
For
with
sure.
me. When I was growing the business, I didn't want
Yeah.
to invest money into a business mentor because I
Yeah.
thought, oh, he's out to get me. I can do it myself. But you're best off investing your money
100%.
than wasting your time. Because
100%.
otherwise, 10 years would go by. I'd
Yep.
be in the exact same position in business if I didn't invest in that mentor. And it's the same with people's fitness journeys as well.
Yeah, 100% for sure. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
If you don't invest in, and this could be for anything,
Yeah.
but definitely about what you were saying there about people let, especially men, I think, right? We have such. Every man is capable of this, but we all have a superiority complex,
Yeah.
which goes hand in hand with your ego.
Yeah.
And so many men don't reach out for help. So many people don't reach out for help. But that could be the biggest thing that's holding you back. There's absolutely nothing wrong in getting guidance from someone that's doing better than you,
100.
because that's the only way that you're going to grow.
Yeah. It's
Like if I had that attitude, then I would have never have messaged you.
I
Oh,
know. Yeah.
Ollie, you're absolutely shredded.
Yeah.
I want to get shredded, but I'm not going to go and approach him.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Of course.
Why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? And that goes with everything. And your time is your biggest asset.
Of course.
Time is your biggest asset. When I look back at everything over my life, from I would say the age of 20 up until the age of 28 now,
Yeah.
and I look back at the amount of time that I wasted in doing the wrong thing
Yeah.
or letting my ego get the better of me
Yeah.
and not seeking help or realizing there was a problem
Yeah.
and not taking action sooner. And that all came down to my ego.
Of course.
And I would probably say there's about 3 years worth of time wasted
Yeah.
from that 8-year time period. I say I've probably wasted about 3 years doing that.
And in your actual kind of physique transformation, you've probably seen better results. Well, I know you have. You've seen better results in that 8 months, those 8 months, than what you have your whole life, right?
Oh my God, my whole life.
Yeah.
My whole life. Because I remember when I was, from the ages of 16 to 18, I was hitting the gym really hard.
Yeah.
And I was in full-time employment at the time because I left school very early.
Yeah.
Because I was that type of person that knew that school wasn't, I didn't click in school. The education system just didn't click with me. My brain worked completely differently.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I look back now, everyone used to say, oh, there's something different about you, there's something weird about you, and blah 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 blah. But then when you read books of all the successful people, they all said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like when they were growing up, they thought they were weird as well.
Yeah.
But I had a PT because I had the money to have a PT,
Yeah.
and I had a PT for about 3 years.
Yeah.
And my results now
Yeah.
in just 8 months
Yeah.
are way more superior than what they were when I was having a traditional PT for the 3 years. I personally think traditional PTing is dead.
Yeah. And why, I'd be interested to know your opinion, but why do you think online coaching is more beneficial for you than what in-person PTing was?
It gives you the flexibility to work out around your own schedule.
Yeah.
And one as well, this wasn't necessarily a deciding factor for me,
Yeah.
but I would probably say the majority of people, the cost aspect of it as well
Yeah.
is easily 60-70% cheaper than going for a traditional PT.
Yeah.
When you think of what online coaching can offer you,
Yeah.
a nutrition plan,
Yeah.
5 or 7 day workout plans, or if you can only do 3, whatever workout plan that you need to get the results that you want, whether that be 5 days, 3 days, 6 days, whatever,
Yeah.
you have that. The support 24/7.
Yeah.
Like if I need to ask you a question, I can just drop you a WhatsApp, like,
Yeah.
And you just don't get that with traditional PTs because you have to work around their time. The PT themselves are so up the walls with other clients that even when they're with you for that hour
They're not
or
focused.
45 minutes, 9 times out of 10, they're not completely focused on you
Yeah.
because they have another client straight after and they're like trying to plan that session.
Yeah.
They won't give, well, when I was doing PT,
Yeah.
I didn't have a nutrition plan
Yeah.
because that's not what he's specialised in.
They don't. In-person PTs.
Yeah, for sure.
Aren't qualified to offer the nutrition aspects. And
Yeah.
if your goal is fat loss,
Yeah.
70-80% of your results are going to come from the right nutrition.
Yep.
And it's also about the constant updates each week. Whereas an in-person PT tend to give a client a plan and say, look, this is your training plan for the next
And that's
12, 16 weeks.
Yep.
And then this is your nutrition plan. But if you're not making the adjustments based on your progress.
110%. Like, how many times have we adjusted?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Stuff to do with my plan.
Yeah.
Because we noticed like, this week was a little bit off here.
Yeah.
Next week we did that. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, with a traditional PT, you won't get that. It's that plan. And I was on one plan for 3 years.
Well,
With my PT. The plan did not change at all.
Yeah.
And at the time, and also as well, you don't gain the knowledge from a traditional PT.
No.
The knowledge I've gained from doing the online coaching with you is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I've even been able to, you might not like this, but I've managed to change a little bits about my diet just because the knowledge I've got from you and what works with me. Do you know what I mean? Personally. Whereas with traditional PTing, you don't get the knowledge. And I never knew about the plateau effect or the need to constantly change your workout plan every phase or so.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's the only way you're going to shock your body to keep getting results. Otherwise, you just end up staying the exact same level.
So,
and that's what happened to me for 3 years.
A lot of people just go through the motions and they're doing the same weight, the same reps, the same exercises for years on end. But if you're not changing up your plan to overcome that plateau and then going again, you're just going to stay in this. You're not going to build any more muscle mass.
No, you're not.
So
no, you're not.
You need to change up. And it needs to be based on your physique as well. So say your arms are lacking, we can have more volume on your arms in your next training phase. And it's about getting yourself in the best condition possible. But I'd say the diet's more important than the training.
For sure. Yeah. And I think I never really understood that.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, diet is everything.
Yeah.
If you're not sticking to your diet, then you are not going to see results.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing, especially where you are at the start of your journey. Your diet could be really strict for 6 months, or it could be really strict for a month. It all depends on where you're starting. For me, I'm 8 months in now to a calorie deficit, and it's tough.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, it is tough. But there's so many foods that I can eat, which I had no idea. Jesus, when you first mentioned a calorie deficit for me, I thought it was going to be like chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice, yeah. Some people do that,
Yeah, for sure. But that's not me. I like taste. Do you know what I mean? That's not for me at all.
It's not sustainable at all.
No, it's not
And
sustainable,
that's
yeah.
why so many people yo-yo, and I've spoke about this on a podcast before, that 94%, this is a mental stat, 94% of people who lose the weight end up putting it all back on and more within the first year, because all
I
they're
believe
having
that,
is
yeah.
chicken and rice. A lot of people do keto where they're low in energy. It gets to a point where they've lost a good amount of weight and then suddenly they start eating and binging
Yeah,
and
for
eating
sure.
what they want, and they're back to square one,
Back
which
to square one.
you need that sustainable approach where you get lean, you're having the food you enjoy, you don't have to do hours of cardio, you want a workout plan, you enjoy, you're progressing, you get lean enough, we can then reverse the diet, get you up to that
100%.
point of maintenance, and you can stay in shape for the rest of your life. Because I'm sure at the end of this process, you could probably, with the knowledge kind of I've taught you throughout, you probably go away and train people yourself.
Oh, you know what? I probably could.
Yeah.
I definitely have no plans on doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. You know what? It's actually kind of funny. A couple of my friends from Dublin have actually come to me and they said, oh, can you like train us? No. No, sorry. Because time would be the biggest thing for me. But no, for sure. You are 100% right. I do feel like that. And that's a great feeling as well. And especially from your perspective as well. Like that's credit to you.
Yeah.
For sure. Because it means that you're giving me the right knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, and for the fact that I feel that confident is completely hats off to you there, bro.
And that's what I want to do with my clients is get you to a point where you're in the shape of your life, you're feeling confident, you're feeling great, but you can maintain that for the rest of your life. You should never really need to invest in a coach ever again down the line, because you have the knowledge to stay in shape.
Yeah, 110%. Like when you get to that stage where you are, like when I first started this journey, I never wanted to go on and get absolutely huge with muscle.
Yeah.
But now at the stage where I'm at, we haven't even started reversing the diet yet and bulking, but I already know now. It's like, I want to get to this stage, and I had that chat with you. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, we can definitely do that.
It's addictive, isn't it?
It's addictive, yeah.
Yeah.
It is addictive, and I have a very addictive personality.
Yeah.
And the thing that I struggled with most is getting addicted to the right things.
Yeah.
Because people think addiction, right, is a negative thing.
Yeah.
It is a negative thing if you're addicted to the wrong things.
Yeah.
If you're addicted to the right things, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a superpower that's going to put you ahead of your competition.
Gym and business, if you're addicted to those two things.
110%, for sure. And the strive behind business is money.
Yeah.
I definitely have an addiction to money.
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, in the Wolf of Wall Street, you know, when he says, I've been a rich man, I've been a poor man, and I've been a rich man. Brother, I've been through all three of them phases. I would pick success and money every day of the week. Because it just opens up the world to you.
Yeah.
So if you can get addicted to the right things, diet, working out, and get addicted to either your job or your business, there's no stopping it.
It's onwards and upwards from there.
For sure.
And bringing it back to your transformation in the last 8 months, have you said your friends have noticed differences? You getting compliments?
Yeah, big difference. Yeah, big difference. The amount of people, and even I was in the Dubai Mall on Monday, right?
Yeah.
And I was wearing my new clothes. I had 3 random blokes come up to me.
Yeah.
And compliment how I looked in them clothes.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that, bro.
How did that make you feel?
That made me feel amazing.
Yeah.
Like really, it was such a confidence boost, you know.
Of course.
Because especially if like another man comes up to you, because I mean, like, it's all well and good, like a woman going, oh yeah, you look really hot, or you look fit in that, or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of hit from a bloke perspective. It hits different when like a guy says it, because like, not many guys do that. Do you know what I mean? But no.
I've realised since getting in shape, of course, one of the main reasons I got in shape was to improve my confidence and potentially do better with women and so on. Whereas since getting in shape, I get a lot more compliments from men than I do women. Which
for sure. Which it's funny because most people would like keep that to themselves. But no, it's true.
It's
and
true.
It does hit different. Like that made me feel absolutely incredible.
And it
like
comes back to respect, really, because they are respecting you. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, comes back to respect.
The more respect you get from people based on your physique, the more
Yep.
opportunities lie. You
For
don't
sure.
know who they know. It's all about who you know, of course, that could
For
help you
sure.
with business, could help you in social interactions, all from you being in shape,
Yeah, for sure.
which somebody who's out of shape would never even think about that. It
No,
would
of
not
course
even
not.
cross,
No,
cross
of
their
course
mind.
not. And yeah, even all my friends back in Dublin, they've all said now in the first little bit, and anyone that's in a calorie deficit will probably agree with what I'm saying. But there's that first phase
Yeah.
where you're in that real weight loss, right? And
Yeah.
people are coming up to you like, "Oh, you're skinny.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
skinny."
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, "But I'm actually shredded."
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, of course.
because that first initial fat loss phase
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like you do see the difference in that first
Yeah.
stage. Oh my god.
Of course. It's because you see the difference in your face as well.
Yeah, everything.
And this is why people don't see out a transformation, because they'll get one comment like that and they'll think, oh no, I look too skinny, I need to bulk, and then they go into cut bulk. Whereas if you do
Yeah.
the phases right, where you get lean but you're still progressing on your list, you've got your calories, you've got your carbs right, you get down to 10-12%, you reverse it, and you get up to that point of maintenance, you'll never have to be worrying about bulking, cutting ever again. You're
No.
lean all year round, you're muscular, you're in the shape of your life, and it's just just focus on performance from there for
Yeah,
the rest of your life.
110%.
Yeah.
And especially when you get to that stage as well, like you said to me, there will come a point in time where I won't have to work out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Like I could probably drop down to say 4 days.
You don't
and
even-
it's at that maintenance, and probably not even 4 days.
You don't even need to do that now. So I've got guys who train 3 times a week, 30-minute sessions, and they crush it in terms of results.
Yeah.
It's all about what suits you, whereas you enjoy it. And
For sure. I can't.
Yeah.
Even on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I still end up going to the gym on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll just do like an hour on the treadmill or something.
Because it benefits your mood and it
sure.
benefits your work and so on. So it suits you doing 6 times a week. Whereas somebody who physically can't get into the gym because, I don't know, say they don't run their own business, but they're in a career where the travel's too long, or they've got family and they've got other priorities basically. They can still train 3 times a week, have the right nutrition in place, have the right expenditure in place, and see amazing results within, depends on their starting point, but even within 8, 9, 10 weeks, you can see great visual results. And you saw that yourself.
Yeah, 100%. And it comes back to diet. And especially as what you just said, people with other commitments that don't work for themselves,
Yeah.
that have a family, that have a full-time job. There really is. You look at most apartment complexes now come with gyms.
Yeah.
And if you look at the like I do a lot of traveling. I do a lot of traveling. I've traveled all over Europe, the States, here in Dubai. The amount of gyms everywhere, like is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So like, even if you don't have that time, like I said, it's okay. We're doing it twice a week, doing it 3 times a week. Stick to your diet.
Yeah.
Wake up an extra hour earlier. Do you know what I mean? Or going, like most gyms now are 24/7. Or if they're not 24/7, they're not shut until 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So even once you've put your kids down, if you've got a wife and that, you can take it in turns. Do you know what I mean? Like when the kids are asleep, one goes to the gym for the hour, comes back, then the other one goes to the gym. And if you can only do that 2 or 3 times a week, because you need couple time as well.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? It's just making that first step, and it's taking action as well.
Would you say lack of time is an excuse not to get in shape?
It's not an excuse at all.
Yeah.
For sure. Honestly, because everybody has, as I said, everybody has the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you just need to get better at time management.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
You might get rinsed by saying everyone has the same 24 hours. You see Molly May done that, and she got absolutely rinsed.
No, I didn't see. No,
Yeah,
really, I didn't see that. No, but it's true. You know what? Let the haters out there, because like I love haters. I think they do serve a purpose in this world for sure.
Of course.
Carry on hating.
I think she was talking about it in terms of business, whereas people have different privileges, so it's not really the case. Whereas in terms of fitness,
for sure,
you've got 24 hours in the day, and it's all about priorities. It's all about priorities, because some people will prioritize something else over fitness, and it'll be business, for example.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Where,
and 9 times out of 10, from people that I would see on a daily basis, whether that be from customers or friends and whatnot, most people are prioritizing extra sleep, or they're prioritizing
social occasions.
Yeah, social occasions, like we'll go out for a drink instead,
Yeah.
or we'll get a takeaway.
I'll tell you what,
You're prioritizing the wrong things.
the amount of people I've spoke to who say they don't have enough time to commit to the gym,
Yeah.
and I break down their week, and they're going out every Friday, every
Yeah.
Saturday, probably once during the week, having
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 pints, investing all this money,
Yeah.
feeling lethargic, low in energy, spend a lot of their time scrolling through TikTok. And if you actually break that down, if you actually tracked your time, you'd realize you've got hours to go to
Oh
the
yeah,
gym
for sure. You've got
throughout the
hours.
week.
You have got hours. Like, put it this way, my daily structure is absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
Really horrific. Like,
Yeah.
my only time I can work out is like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like 4:30 in the morning, I go and work out. I normally work out for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I then work probably, I would say, 6 to 7 hours on the plumbing and gas company.
Yeah.
Whether that be having team meetings,
Yeah.
talking to new clients, going out and talking to new architects, site visits, anything like that. And that could be based at home, it could be based in the office, or I could be out in the van all day.
Yeah.
And then when I'm back, I'm then working on, from my personal savings, I have an investment account. So I then spend probably 3 to 4 hours a day on that.
Yeah.
And then the other then hours is then networking, because I know a lot of estate agents.
Yeah.
I'm networking with estate agents on potential property deals that could come up,
Yeah.
and how to get into the property market, and this, that, and the other. So I'm doing 3 different things,
Yeah.
all work related, plus the gym, plus then I have a daughter.
Yeah.
So we split the time between my ex-partner and me.
Yeah.
I'm then looking after my daughter on top of that as well. Plus, in Ireland, unlike here in Dubai,
Yeah.
you don't really have the option to have a maid
Yeah.
that can like do the cooking, do the cleaning for you
Yeah.
and all that. Like, so on top of that, I also have to run my own house as well.
Yeah.
Like, prep all my meals.
And you still
have
hit the gym 6
And
times a week.
I'm still hitting the gym 6 days a week for
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, for people that say they don't have time, I'm sorry, you're being lazy.
Yeah. Of course.
And if you keep that attitude, you're going to stay in the exact same place forever.
Definitely. And you've got what, 35 staff, do you?
Collectively, yeah.
Yeah.
Collectively, we are around the 30 mark now, and that's
Yeah.
mixed up between full-time employees and then subcontractors as well that like work part-time. Some weeks they can work full-time. But yeah, it's managing a team as well. Like, and listen, I say hypothetically, I do 6 to 7 hours from the plumbing side, but that's actually 24/7.
Yeah, of course.
Like it is 24/7. Like I could get a phone call at 11 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I have to take it. Do you know what I mean? If someone calls in sick, which happens all the time,
Yeah.
we don't have extra staff members floating around to fill in on sick days,
Yeah.
because from a business perspective, we can't afford to have people just sitting around getting paid.
Definitely.
So I fill in that extra work.
Yes. So
And I'll still go to the gym in the morning, regardless. I've got to work until say midnight.
exactly. So from basically your standpoint, you have so many staff to look after. You've got all of this going on, and you've got an amazing transformation within 8 months. So it means somebody who has a lot more spare
A
time.
lot less stress, a lot less stress, and
Yeah.
a lot more spare time if they just do a 9 till 5.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really think a 9 till 5 exists anymore. Whatever your shift workout will be
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Even if you do a 12-hour shift, like my working day is probably around, I would say realistically, average over say a 5-6 day week. I probably work 15 hours a day,
Yeah.
maybe even
course.
more.
Yeah.
There's actually, I would say, out of the week, which I don't recommend this for anyone, because and I still managed to get 6 to 7 hours worth of sleep, by the way.
Yeah.
Bar, I would say, on the average 1 day a week. 1 day a week,
Yeah.
there'll be a day I can't sleep
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm just too busy.
You need your magnesium and zinc.
Since being on that has actually changed my life for sure. And Remish gummies,
Yeah.
which have that lion's mane mushroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a game changer.
And if you had advice for somebody on the fence joining
Yeah.
the coaching, what would it be?
Try it for 1 month.
Yeah,
What are you going to lose?
of course.
Nothing.
Of course.
You're going to lose nothing.
And at the end of the first month, what do you think their thoughts would be?
Why didn't I do it sooner?
Yeah, of course. And they'll want to carry on longer term.
100%. They're going to,
Yeah.
honestly, when you give it that go, and I wouldn't even say, don't be this person that half asks it.
Yeah,
If you're going to try it for a month, you have to give your 110% effort,
definitely.
just like you would with anything else.
Mm.
Because if you're not going to put in 100% of the effort,
Yeah,
don't even bother doing it, because you're just wasting your time.
yeah. your time, your money.
Yeah.
But this is why I'm so big on social media. And I said this to you from the get go, is that I'm looking for guys who have the right motivation, who
Yeah.
really want it and who have a strong enough reason to why they want to get it. I know you really wanted to improve everything in your life, really, in
Yeah,
terms of
for
your
sure.
fitness, your mental well-being, confidence, probably giving off good habits to your daughter as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, like oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, like I can play with my daughter now for hours.
Yeah.
Like I love going to the park with her, and we
Yeah.
run rings around each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Throwing her up in the air.
Before
So
you can do that, no.
I could throw her up, but it wouldn't be like. But now if I throw her
You
up, the
wouldn't
size
catch
of my
her.
biceps is like, poof, she goes like 10 meters, and like the other mums are like, ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely improved like my time with my daughter as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
of course. Yeah. Probably shouldn't be juggling her with your biceps, but
You know what? And as well, right? I just want to mention this one point.
yeah.
If you have young kids,
Yeah.
you can work out with them.
Oh, yeah.
You can. Like, there's been weekends I've had my daughter, right? And it's like, I say I missed a session on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I need to fit in a session. How am I going to do that?
Yeah.
You can work out with your kids. Like,
Yeah.
like when I'm doing push-ups,
Yeah.
my daughter will jump on my back and she thinks it's a game. And I'm like, can you count with daddy?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, do 12 or 15 or keep going up. And she'll be counting. She'll be giggling, laughing. I'm getting a workout in.
Yeah.
Or if I like doing abs on a Sunday. So when
Yeah.
I've got my daughter with me, I pick her up with my legs and I
Yeah.
do leg raises with her as
Yeah.
the weight.
I don't think I've
On
got
that.
that in your plans, no.
No, that's definitely not in the plan, and it probably won't be. But I'm just saying, like, there's ways around everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So even if like you are in the situation of me and you're thinking, oh, but I have my daughter every like 2 weeks, or I look after my kids every weekend.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can. Or going for a walk with the kids. Like go for a power walk. Kids love going out. Do you know what I mean? Walk around the park. Whilst they're playing in the park, walk around the park.
Of course.
That's what I do just to get your steps in. Like there really is absolutely no excuse. You just have to be flexible and thinking outside the box.
And I see I have so many guys come to me who are really, really out of shape and they've got young kids.
Yeah.
And that must have been a real motive for you is getting yourself in shape. So as your daughter grows up, she's got good habits herself, right?
For sure. Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me, especially because we're in the world now where like every single garage you walk into or every single supermarket you walk into,
Yeah.
everything that's on eye level or that's like the first thing you walk into is all this junk food.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by it.
Mm.
And it's so bad. And I really do not want, like I grew up with, I wouldn't say like unfit parents, but I definitely throughout like my childhood, like it was definitely, it wasn't the cleanest of eatings, like, you know?
Yeah.
And I really don't want that for my daughter.
No,
I
no.
want the best for her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
doing this has helped me do that more as well.
Yeah. No,
And
definitely.
because it gets her active as well. Because if I remember before, especially when me and my partner first separated, I had real bad anxiety for going out as a single dad
Yeah.
with my daughter.
Yeah.
But then when I started working out, I was so eager to go out on the weekends because not only did I want to get the steps in, or I wanted to be outside and being active as well, but it was also
Show off the results.
it shows the results for single mums. Because I mean, like, you'd be shocked at how many mums come up to you in the park when you're playing with your daughter. Like, you know, and you're
have you got a lot more attention from women since you have been in shape? So don't get you in trouble. No.
yeah, no, it's so much attention.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, so much attention. I mean, it's really hard to explain, if I'm going to be honest with you, because I really never thought that it would be possible. Because I was a very confident person, so I was always going up to women.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was lacking confidence from that aspect, but I never had women come to me.
Yeah. It changes the dynamic, the whole dynamic.
For sure. And that has been an eye opener for me. And that's been more to say. I know it's quite probably selfish to say this, but it benefits me. So I'm going to say it, but that gives me more motivation to keep going as well.
Yeah.
Not only that, because it boosts your ego.
Yeah.
The good side of your ego.
Yeah.
Not the bad side of your ego. Like if I'm having women coming up to me, like I was in Aura Sky Lounge the other day, like, and I had a single woman just come and sit next to me and start talking to me.
Yeah, which you probably haven't experienced before when you were
never,
shape. Yeah,
never. Or when I'm going for walks around the park.
Yeah,
back in Dublin.
Yeah,
the amount of women that will just come up to me and just spark a conversation.
Because
It's unbelievable.
And from that, this is just getting yourself in shape. I know we're going on a bit of a tangent in terms of relationships, but from that perspective, if they are coming to you, they're chasing you. And from the other dynamic, if you're out of shape, always
Yeah.
having to chase them, you're putting them on a pedestal.
Oh,
and-
110%. And it gives them then
and they could
yeah,
they could
for sure.
get rid of you like that. Whereas
110%.
if you
And play with your emotions as well.
Yeah.
That's something I've noticed a lot, and especially knowing a lot of guys, the amount of women that I see that play on guys' emotions, because them guys have put women on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And sure, it's happened to me. So I'm not sitting here and saying that, oh yeah, my life has always been like this.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I was in that situation.
Of course.
And now the tables have turned.
Yeah.
You have a lot more peace of mind as well.
As bad as it sounds, once you get to a point where you are in shape and women are chasing you,
Yeah.
if they cut you off, it doesn't damage you as much as it would
No,
if you were
absolutely
chasing
not.
them, because you know you've
Yeah.
got a lot of other options as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I always say, like, I've never been one for. Now I do understand why some guys will get really depressed and down and sad when a girl leaves them.
Yeah.
I've never been that type of guy personally. But if you are feeling good and looking good, and you know your self-worth, because
Yeah.
this is one thing that working out will do, and when you're eating clean as well, it gives you so much self-respect for yourself
Yeah.
that you won't tolerate a woman using you, or you won't tolerate a woman that's just picks you up and then drops you.
Yeah.
Because you have so much respect for yourself,
Yeah.
for what you've achieved. It
Yeah.
will toughen you up
Definitely.
for them experiences.
And you gain that self-respect just from going to the gym, because you know you're
100%.
disciplined. You know you've got up, you've gone to the gym when you
sure.
haven't felt like it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
it gives you that self-respect, and it sets you up for the day, which is going to help you in other situations.
For
as
sure.
well.
And it also puts, I don't really believe in classes. You know, when like another lad will go, but oh, she's out of your league.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
this, that, and the other. I suppose that's true to a degree, but I don't really like thinking about that. But it is true to some degree. But it also, when you have a good physique and when you start working out, because you have more self-respect for yourself, you will find yourself attracting better quality women
Definitely.
to what you may be once having now.
Whereas people spend most of their time chasing. That's all of their time spent is chasing girls, going out, drinking, chasing women. Whereas if you just spent 6 months to a year really working on yourself, you take all that stress and that hard work away, and then you're in a better position yourself.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, well. Yeah, anyway, I think we've gone a little bit over in terms of time. We've kind of gone
No
on a bit of
idea
a
what time it is,
gone on a bit of a tangent there. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Cheers, bro. It's been great being out here as
How
well.
how much down are you at the moment in terms of scale weight?
I weighed myself before coming out
Yeah.
to Dubai, and I was 67.8.
Okay.
67.8 kilos, and I started at 80.5 kilos.
Yes, mental.
Yeah. And now I would be a lot further, but
Yeah.
listen, we're all human.
Yeah.
There were a couple of weeks I cheated on the diet.
Yeah.
And I was honest with you.
But
Do you know
that's
what I mean?
that's fine.
For sure.
We plan around that.
Yeah, and then we just planned around that, like, you know. But yeah,
So around about 13 kg
Yeah.
in 8 months,
Yeah.
whilst progressing on your lifts.
whilst progressing
and
on my
building
lifts,
muscle.
for sure.
So yeah, you've done absolutely amazing, and yeah, it just goes to show all of the benefits from the podcast. So
Yeah,
been
for
a
sure.
pleasure having you again, and I'm sure we'll do another one at some point.
Hopefully. Cheers, bro. Thank you
Legend.
very much.
Perfect.